the Badlands. Explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of OnlyLands. Great crew here tonight. How you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Great.
Well,
What's up, dudes?
Yes. Awesome.
Good if I can start to breathe.
What's going on, Cam? Did you eat a jalapeno or something?
No, I just had a cough attack.
Oh, okay.
Coffee attack.
it did look jalapeno-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because as you were saying, did you eat jalapeno? I was thinking, oh, don't touch your eye.
I actually did that like a week or two ago with some serrano peppers.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Big mistake.
Yeah, sometimes I like meal prep, and I'll do that. I'll chop up some serranos or some jalapenos, but I forget to take my contacts out before because I wear contact lenses. Oh, dude, it's the worst. I should probably just sleep in them at that point, but yeah.
That's that's double worse because you're getting like pepper trapped in between. That's
exactly like it's stuck to your eye. Like you
yeah.
can't even rinse it out till you get that thing out of your eye.
The obvious life hack is just never take out your contacts, and then you just
That's it. Well, that's what
you
exactly.
can always have 20/20 vision.
Yeah, until your eyeballs fall out.
I have a question about what's going on with Ghost. Are you wearing overalls? Are you strapped? Do you have a broken arm?
I'm wearing bibs.
Okay, you're wearing bibs. Okay.
He was wearing. He had a beanie on today, and he looked.
It was so weird.
13 years old.
Yeah, we got like 6 inches of snow in Virginia, so we're pretty much like snowed in here, and
you're snowed in with 6 inches of snow.
It might have been 4 inches. I don't know, but
it's the South, bro.
It also didn't.
6 inches to you, 4 inches to your wife.
It immediately melted on the roads. Like the road, like when I woke up this morning, the roads were all completely clear. They like canceled school yesterday because in anticipation of the storm. And I woke up this morning and the roads were like perfectly clear. So, but I was
still in the bibs.
I was still in the bibs because I was like making it like even at like 6 o'clock or 5:30, I was like making snowmen with my kids out front.
Oh, that's
awesome.
I'm not wearing any pants because the pants were too hot underneath the bibs. So the bibs are the pants. And I don't know.
So wholesome.
You're
never migrated.
Okay to just say you want to wear them.
Well, they are very comfortable, but like I just never migrated back into the pants after the bibs, So
just something about Gore-Tex against your bare skin.
Yeah, what's up, Chris?
I pop in and Ghost is like saying that the storm has arrived or something.
Yeah, the storm has arrived. Yep. All 6 inches of it, bro.
And he's pantless and eating his popcorn.
That's what she said.
Oh my god. Ash, I gotta say, major props to you guys. That was probably the best Patrick Byrne interview I've seen him do since the Emma Robinson thread started.
It was the most sense he's made in weeks.
Most realistic information I've seen.
Yeah.
Do you want to comment on it?
Well, I mean, it's disrespectful and disruptive, and I'm annoyed by it. But these things happen, and
Do they though?
Nah.
Patrick Byrne stood me up once years ago too, so they do happen from time to time.
He's a player.
Yeah.
He's just standing people up left and right.
Yeah, the story didn't make a lot of sense.
Well, weren't you getting 2 stories?
Yeah,
I don't know how much details you want to give, so I'll let you do it. But
yeah, I mean, listen.
He's probably already not coming back on. So
Well, but why though? This is
Maybe
why
he's
did
just
this
fashionably
happen?
late.
he got back to her.
I mean, we're critical of the story, right? I think everybody here. I don't know, Jay, where you stand on it, but
what do you think of Emerald Robinson's
swashbuckling pirate story is
I
a
stand
little
with
hard
whatever,
to swallow.
Yeah, I stand with whatever Jerome thinks.
Where is he, by the way? I thought he was doing something this week.
Spetzel said,
Got
"Are you
locked
sure you
up,
want to
man.
be on this show? Alpha's liable to show up in something worse than blackface. Is there anything worse than blackface?"
Well,
there's way worse.
Figure out a way.
What I suggest he needs to do is he needs to play the other character from Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder. He played the black man. Now he needs to play the like the blonde hair, blue eyes.
Blonde hair, blue
Oh
eye.
my god!
Yeah. So he needs to show up like in whiteface with blonde hair and blue eyes, and speak with an Australian accent, then
Flaming homosexual Australian accent.
yeah. Then it'll be like he would have run the gauntlet of all the characters.
Just like the J6 bomber so far.
Hey, yo.
Oh yeah, is he black or white?
I don't know.
He's black, but they're
Okay.
just reporting
Well,
him as white.
They haven't had a racial draft yet. That's why they're switching it back and forth.
Oh, somebody needs to claim him. I see.
Yeah, I heard the whites are trying to claim him as their own.
I've seen a lot of like Urkel memes, and I just don't know if people are being serious or not. And I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't like gone and done the full dig on whatever they're saying about the.
Don't waste your time.
I just assume everything's a lie when it comes to like these stories. So
I want to go back to Ash. We weren't done talking about Patrick Byrne. I wanted to get her real thoughts on this because I agree it's bullshit. You confirmed with him like 10 times.
Well, that's excessive. I did confirm with him yesterday, and he specifically wrote back confirm, and then I sent him the link 2 times. And one of those times was like a few hours, before the show today. The other time was last night. And then, I guess his assistant lady reached out to our Facebook chat page
That was our email. Or did you do both?
It was on Facebook too. Yeah.
Oh, she did a couple.
Yeah. So tried to reach out multiple places, but I had never spoken to her. I had spoken to him and only in Twitter. I gave him my phone number. And then, a little bit into the show, like a few minutes, I mean, I can probably look it up and see how long. I don't know if it matters, but he DM'd and apologized and, I'll make it up to you. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't, what does that mean? Like,
I'll buy you a catamaran.
answer the question. why can't we talk about why we're talking about Venezuela right now as the big bad that's stealing our elections, and Nicolas Maduro is ruling the world? And I read his Capital Times magazine piece. I watched the Deep Rig. I read the Deep Rig when it was blog posts. I know the story. The story has always been fighting corruption. His mandate is fighting corruption. We're fighting U.S. corruption. That's why he's done the horrible things that he's done. He justifies them by saying we're fighting U.S. corruption, but now we're fighting Nicolas Maduro, I guess. And I would like to talk about that, and I guess we can't. So
What's the horrible thing? Is it the honeypotting of a innocent Russian girl?
I mean, that's one of the peak moments is Maria Butina and how she was set up, which he openly talks about in his own words.
Yeah.
And not that we have to talk about that story specifically, but why the shift in he had a front row seat to Russiagate. He's kind of a part of it, according to his telling. The Grand Rico conspiracy is happening now. Why aren't we talking about that?
How was he a part of the Russiagate stuff? What front row seat did he have to that?
So the part of the Maria Butina story is setting up Republicans to have a Russian smear on whoever was nominated.
It's interesting too, because by the way he tells it, like Maria Butina was like totally in love with him. And I said, that must have been difficult to rope this young woman in and completely take advantage of her. And he was like, not as difficult as you'd think. Like, he was totally okay with it. I was like, whoa.
Well, then how come they didn't stop the rig in Venezuela itself? If they can stop it for us, why couldn't they stop Maduro from defeating her?
They didn't have enough boats, bro.
But Maduro didn't run against Maria Corina Machado. He ran against what's his name? Gonzalez.
Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia.
Yeah. That's a fair point. But also, I've been told she got a Nobel Peace Prize because she's the face of freedom or something down there.
Did you see Donald Trump won the FIFA Peace Prize?
Oh yeah,
they just invented that today and then handed it.
Nice. So crazy.
It's a creepy ass trophy too, isn't it? It's like the hounds of hell reaching up to grab the earth. It's so fucking unsettling. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is it? I didn't even seen it.
Oh my God.
Pull it up. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The way Trump looked at, oh man.
Well, but just to clear the record, because I was like, as Ash said, I was working with her in CanCon to do some prep for the interview with them. Maria Corina Machado hasn't run for office since 2012. So it's been 13 years since she's run for office. And yet she is considered like the face of the opposition for Maduro.
That is a weird.
Isn't it odd?
Yeah,
Especially for a football trophy, right?
Hands coming out of the grave. Yeah.
This looks like in Harry Potter when they're going through that like cave thing and all the hands are coming up trying to grab them under.
I mean, designed that.
If the NBA was giving this out, this would make more sense. I don't understand why we're looking at hands and not feet. That's
exactly.
Oh, feet would have been hilarious.
This was a big rug pull for like the foot fetish guys really got rug pulled on this one.
Isn't it kind of amazing that Trump is basically like Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator at this point, just presiding over sporting events? He's like, the bread and circuses phase has begun.
Are you not entertained?
Why does FIFA have a peace prize? Like, do we need a peace prize? I think, and we should.
Trump wanted it.
They literally just no, John. They literally created this just for this moment. They even said that this did not exist yesterday. They created this morning and gave it to Trump,
including the trophy.
To a lot of people,
like some guy like smelled it in the back room, and
whoever smelt it dealt it.
Dude, think about this for a second. FIFA is like the biggest like fake organization in the world. Well, maybe not the big. No, it's probably the biggest
government.
But it's a worldwide government, and so people watch this thing and they see this and they're like, "Oh, Donald Trump won a peace award. That means he must have brought peace to the world." It's literally for people that don't know what's going on in the world to see that and be like, "Oh, Donald Trump's a peace president."
They should have a headline in New York Post that says "Soccer not gay anymore."
That would just make it more gay, though.
It's a little gay. We need
way creepier.
The co-founder Peace Prize from Badlands Media. Maybe he'll come to a guard.
Oh my god!
Yeah, just start creating awards for him until he shows up.
We should have an award show, the Co-Founder Awards.
we did talk about that, like not like the Co-Founder Awards thing is like the best title for it, but we did talk about doing some sort of like an award show for like the biggest
retardees was the name.
The retardees, like the retard, the most retarded meme, the
Dundies,
yeah.
Co-Founder Awards is way better though. Speaking of that, we do have some new merch on the website. If you guys go to badlandsmedia.tv/co-founder or badlandsmedia.tv/co-founder sweatshirt, you can get yourself some co-founder gear. We'll put trophies up there soon.
The rumor is too that when you order this gear specifically, you do get a small part of the company as well.
You get standing. Yeah.
In the mail, you get a shareholder. You become a stakeholder. Yeah. So
is Tyrone watching tonight? Because if Tyrone is watching, he and I discussed the greatest plan. I think that we should be giving GART in-person attendees co-founder shirts that have a number of GARTs attended, so that it can be like a co-founder contest to see who the biggest co-founders are.
It's so funny when you say Tyrone, I think of like this huge black man, but in reality, it's the smallest white guy you've ever met.
I literally thought of Alpha and Blackface, and then I was like,
total disconnect for a moment, and then I got it. I never called him Tyrone in my life, but it's.
He reminds me his name's Tyrone every now and then, and I'm like, okay, dude, that doesn't make you bigger or blacker. You're still tiny and white.
It is where it matters,
Jay.
Does where it matters.
Pretty big.
It is worth pointing out, though, that with the FIFA thing, that Trump, when he accepted the prize, he literally said, together we did save millions of lives. Like that, it was a weird thing for him to say, but he said that together we've saved millions of lives.
Well,
Like he said that, like working with FIFA, and this guy, by the way, the FIFA president, has been at the White House. He's been in the White House a ton this year. He's been in and out of the White House purportedly because of the World Cup next year. But I mean, it was a World Cup meeting that they were having a few Mondays ago where the reporter asked, "Are you actually going to sell Saudi Arabia F-35s?" And Trump was like, "Yeah, I think actually I am going to sell them F-35s." And then of course the next day he like formally announced that. But Qatar hosted the World Cup in 2022.
Hold on. But before you continue on the Middle East stuff,
Yeah.
How has FIFA saved anybody's life?
Well, I don't think they have, but it's just weird that Trump said that he said working with FIFA, he has saved millions of lives. That was a weird thing to say.
I think
here's
it's
the
for
thing
human
too.
trafficking, to be honest.
Isn't the FIFA executives, aren't they like raping more than like UN peacekeepers? Like they're like all over the
no,
country,
that's
all
the
over world.
NFL. That's the NFL, Jay.
Well, there's that too, but no, there's been like FIFA executives that have been, charged with like
FIFA's like one of the most corrupt organizations out there.
They do like
most of that's money
take
stuff,
sexual
though.
favors basically.
Most
to
of-
like,
Yeah. And then Saudi Arabia is hosting them in like 2034. So there is a weird thing going on. The president of FIFA, all of the Ukraine people are crashing out today because of the new national security
Strategy, which is
strategy
so good.
which is so awesome, so based. And they're freaking out because they're yelling about the FIFA thing because the FIFA president is apparently very, very good friends with Vladimir Putin. And they're like, this is Putin's best friend giving Trump this award. I didn't even know that until they told me that. And then I looked into it. I was like, oh, this is actually real. He actually is really good friends with Putin. So
wait a second. So this is like a bookend on Putin handing over the soccer ball.
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so, guys, the guy that was the president of FIFA before, Sepp Blatter, he's in jail for like 30, 40 years for like crazy amounts of money laundering, whatever. So when he got ousted, they obviously found a new guy, and this is the guy that they replace him with. Now FIFA is becoming less and less corrupt. So like all the corruption stuff you guys were talking about, it was true, but it's been weaning down. And the human trafficking aspect is, I think, is the biggest aspect of FIFA that would involve saving children, because the amount of kids and people that get like sold throughout the sport, like just throughout the sport, because in smaller countries, I've said this before on the show and it was kind of like tongue in cheek, but you could basically like trade whatever is legal in your country to buy players. Like it's a human moving, like there's a whole bunch of moving pieces to FIFA and soccer. The soccer
You can
world.
buy players.
Yeah, you literally can buy players. Yeah, absolutely. So there's a player that was bought for like 130 euros, like his contract, his rights, all this stuff, blah blah, bought. And then
I mean, that's like NFL. I mean, I suppose it's like
you can sign people and you can trade people. And soccer,
you
is
just
not
straight up
trading.
buy.
It's just you have the money, you can buy 'em.
Don't you like lease the person out for like a season? Isn't that what?
So when it comes to contracts, yes, but like when you buy the player, like if you go through a transfer negotiation, you're paying the club. That none of that money goes to the player. You're paying the club for that player's like services, contract, everything. And then they go to you.
how much you know about soccer.
Do y'all remember what happened with the World Cup in 2022 though? Because Budweiser sponsored it, and then like a week before the event started, Qatar was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you can't sell beer at the stadium."
Yeah,
Like,
it was so
can't sell beer at the stadium. They're like, "Nope, you can't sell beer at the stadium. This is Qatar, bro. You can't sell like no one can drink in public. This is Qatar." And Budweiser like lost a shitload of money, and that was right on the heels of the whole like tranny Bud Light thing. So like that was a pretty funny rug pull.
Yeah,
play it.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Yeah, so funny. Yeah,
I
whatever.
love that the song. The song is so funny.
Yep.
Has Bud Light recovered, by the way, from the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing?
I don't think that they have gained any market share of relevance since that time.
I literally think Bud Light tastes like piss. I think it tastes. I think it is the worst of all the light beers. I think it's the worst one.
I feel like they're getting massive corporate partnerships again and involved in big events. I mean, that whole period, all of those things, the Bud Light thing, the Target thing, I think there was like one or two more. The Jaguar thing, all of those things were just so over the top and so kind of Con Inc. op-ish.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost an estimated 1.4 billion in lost sales, and customer loss reached around 30%.
Jaguar sales fell by like 99%, and they only just recently fired the guy who was behind that marketing push, and they also fired the entire design team, and they haven't announced any new cars since that time. I don't even know how they're still a company.
I don't remember that episode. What happened in that episode of our story?
I mean, Jaguar is an iconic British brand. The branding is like stalwart, masculine, powerful, the leaping cat. and they went from a car that like maybe James Bond might drive to a car that a like robot tranny in
Lindsay might drive.
in like Blade Runner would drive. Like it was so and not even
fallopian tube on wheels, basically is what.
And no
What's
longer
your deal
like
with why is there a war on fallopian tubes? Ghost.
I just think it's a funny insult to call somebody who's acting like a weepy vagina. Is you call them a fallopian tube, and there's really no coming back from that.
I can't win this fight. I'm not gonna pick it.
I put the gay Jaguar commercial in.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
is good. Oh, and the Cracker Barrel
Oh,
CEO
my
got
God.
fired too.
Yeah, was that recent too?
I mean, it was recently
after.
that the fallout happened, but then she actually like lost her job recently.
So if this is the same car, I'll tell you guys if I see it. Oh, I remember this commercial. The Teletubbies. Those are Teletubbies. There's Tinky Winky.
I forgot about this.
I gotta see this.
Like the guy in yellow
no,
looks like the NPC meme.
They didn't even show a car in there at all.
No, there's no car, and if they didn't spell molds with a U, you wouldn't even know it was vaguely British.
Except for all the gay people in it.
Oh, this is so bad.
Hold on.
I mean,
hold on
This
a
has to be
second.
from a movie.
I mean,
No.
dude, this is like
It's
when
like
when Burning Bright
Sealanders.
talks about them, like Hollywood intentionally making this stuff super gay to drive people away from it. I like moments like this actually make me think he might be right. He might be onto something.
This is
Is
crazy.
this the
Trump
car
called
that's
Europe
got me?
out in to an insane degree in the national
Yeah.
security strategy.
Yeah, it was great.
That was so good. So good. We'll talk about it tomorrow, Chris, though. We don't need to lower low.
Yeah, we don't need to do that today because I definitely haven't read it yet.
How dare you? You just watched my show. I read the whole thing pretty much.
Oh, well,
But it'd be a lot quicker to read it. Less entertaining, though.
I don't think it'll be quick. I read really slow, man, and it's like 30 pages long. I thought it would take longer than 2 minutes on each page.
Well, did you hear this?
Laura Loomer's really mad about it.
Saw that.
Super
Yeah.
mad. Really? Well, let me
Because
see her crashing out. Let's see.
It
Okay.
doesn't have any Islam in it.
I called her out.
It doesn't. Actually, the entire Middle East section it only mentions Israel, I think, one time, and that's just in passing. It doesn't even like acknowledge them, and it says the Middle East is now going to no longer be an important part of our foreign policy. We're going to shift away from the Middle East,
Mhm.
and yeah, it does not recognize Islam as a problem or a threat, and actually says what we need to do is we need to stop telling these Muslim countries to change their ways and their culture. We just have to let them be whatever they want to be,
And we want to be friends with them, respect their sovereignty.
yeah, just be friends with them. Yeah.
And he did mention Israel because he talked about foreign lobbyists and people paying influencers online, essentially. Like, so he did call them out, just not directly. But this is what Laura Loomer had to say. I have read the entire 29-page national security strategy that was just released by President Trump, and there are zero mentions about the threat Islamic terrorism poses to our national security. And there are zero mentions about the threat the CCP and communism poses to our national security. I was in such disbelief that I actually did an individual keyword search on the entire document. Like, that's how shocked she was. She had to search the document for words. She couldn't believe it.
Even after she read it and they weren't in there the first time.
Yeah, she couldn't
What
believe
a
it.
fucking moron.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
really long.
Whoever prepared the document didn't even number the pages correctly because it says there's 33 pages when there's actually only 29 pages. And this is like, that's the most retarded thing she says here, which is surprising.
The cover page and then like the introduction.
The cover
Yeah.
page, Trump's 2-page letter, and
Yeah.
then a like table of contents.
This page left intentionally blank.
No, there's not that. Yeah, anyway, there's no jihad, there's no Islamic, there's no Islam. There's only one mention of Islamist terror activity, not here in the homeland on U.S. soil, but in Africa. There's zero mention of the word CCP. There's zero mention of the words communist and communism. How is this possible? Which genius advisor for President Trump created a national security strategy without addressing how the CCP, communism, communist China, global Islamic jihad, and Islamic terrorism are affecting our U.S. national security? This is outrageous. See screenshots below. I told her that at least she got a mention because he mentioned destructive propaganda and influence operations.
Nice Nicely done.
How did General Flynn respond there?
Oh,
That
General
was like
Flynn
the
says,
second response under.
please compare this written by 4 people in less than 60 days for a cost of $10,000 to the current U.S. national security strategy written by the entire national security state to the tune of millions of man hours, and tell me if we, the people, got our money's worth. Thank you.
Yes.
That is not going to age well, guys. I'm sorry. And this is the thing that he's been going around giving speeches about from the Gold Institute for International Strategy.
How many pages is that?
This, well, the PDF says 52, but let's see if he numbered it correctly. There's only 41.
Well, that's the most important thing to know.
Is it
Brought
the
to you.
Gold Institute? Didn't they host that that weird, like, let's get some influencers together event a few weeks ago?
Yep, that was them. They also, Saul Montez Bradley is a fellow there.
Ah, yeah.
I hate that guy. Yeah, I have my questions, my thoughts. Like, I don't understand this, but I haven't read this strategy document.
And obviously, you by Nutramax.
It's amazing to have a sponsor in a strategy document.
Yeah, that is a little funny.
I'm curious though, but the entire point of Trump's national security strategy is to get away from this kind of strategy document.
Foreign intervention.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the actual.
I mean, the language that I think was used, and I actually thought the language was very, very well worded. Like the way that they explain, you know, like we want to be muscular, but we don't want to be hawkish. Like we want to carry a big stick, but never swing it because we shouldn't have to.
And it's a national security strategy, not an international security strategy.
Here, this is what he calls it out right here. A strategy must evaluate, sort, and prioritize. Not every country, region, issue, or cause, however worthy, can be the focus of American strategy. The purpose of foreign policy is the protection of core national interests. That is the sole focus of this strategy. American strategies since the Cold War have fallen short. They've been a laundry list of wishes or desired end states, have not clearly defined what we want, but instead state vague platitudes and have often misjudged what we should want. After the end of the Cold War, American foreign policy elites convinced themselves that permanent American domination of the entire world was in the best interest of our country, yet the affairs of other countries are our concern only if their activities directly threaten our interests. So he's basically saying this style of, no offense to General Flynn, the style of national security strategy that they wrote here doesn't work and is of the past.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, it's crazy how like every other country could just choose to have an economy like America if they wanted to, but they don't. And instead they just like siphon off like you know, our like the tax dollars from us. The Ukrainian people are freaking out right now because like the New York Post published an article that says the majority of Americans actually want us to send more weapons to Ukraine. Why is the president not listening to his base? That's the New York Post. It's just like these people have totally abandoned sanity and have just are flinging their feces at the wall like angry right now, and it's so fucking funny, and I am all about it. I love watching Laura Loomer flip out because Israel is totally disregarded in this national security strategy.
It's a security strategy for the nation.
Yeah,
our nation.
Yeah.
So you guys want to hear something funny? I got a
what's
text.
Your point, Ash? Hold on. What were you trying to say, Ash?
My point is she's freaking out because all of the foreign, you know, where are all the foreigners? Where are all our foreign projects and foreign pets? Why do we need that? Why are we so invested? It's like, you know, it's the Venezuela thing for me as well. And I know they're closer, right? So I guess more of a threat to the homeland. But in my view, we should be able to get the foreign elements out of our nation. And then why do we have to police the world? I think that experiment has been a failure.
Yes.
Like, and we're just marching into the next phase of it, and everybody's picking their favorite projects. And I don't understand why, except that it's a lot of money for a certain few.
Well, and all the people that are screaming about it.
Yeah, like one thing that I think is worth discussing, and we mentioned it the other day, but like defining what a normie is, because I feel like the whole Overton window has shifted, and even like what a normie is to me has shifted. Because John, you mentioned this the other night, but like I was with a lot of my friends last week during Thanksgiving, and I just like asked them. I just said, "Hey, do y'all know who like General Flynn is?" Like I was just like doing a litmus test. Like General Flynn is a pretty widely recognized figure for anyone who has their finger on the pulse of politics. They know who General Flynn is. Like him, hate him, whatever. All of them were like, "No, not really." One guy was like, "I've heard the name before," and it's just like, yeah, that is. And these are, you know, like my friends who have wife, kids, successful, like they're smart, they're, you know, they're tracking other stuff. They're tracking, you know, financial markets, they're tracking sports, they're tracking all the stuff that quote unquote normies do. They have no idea what's going on in the political world, nor do they care. And to Chris Paul's point, you know, if the point is just to not get hoodwinked in the first place, they don't even know what the psyops are. So you ask them, hey, are you into this? Like, what is that? They don't even know the rug is there. So there's no rug to stand on as far as they're concerned. They're not even NPCs. They're like off the game board. I think the NPCs are the people like my parents who watch Fox News and just parrot whatever Fox News says. The normies are actually the people in the truth community who subscribe to like the way the wind blows. Like, oh, like this week we're calling for regime change in Venezuela. Hell yeah, regime change in Venezuela. And it's like, wait a minute, I thought we were like against this shit now.
Didn't we talk about this?
Everyone's just like all about it. I mean, it's so dumb. So
didn't
dumb.
we talk about this on our DPH panel at GART?
What's that?
Like this topic, like what defining what the info, like to me, the normies are people who are like, who aren't in tune to the info war like the rest of us are. So you can be awake, red pilled, you know, like your friends are probably based, you know, to some degree. They might be conservative, vote Republican, whatever, but they're not like into the info war. And then I'm pretty sure it was at GART. We had a panel. I don't know if it was a panel or a DPH where we were talking about, it's like, it's these people in the movement that are the problem.
Yeah. And you probably did. I may have not been in the room for that panel, but
How dare you?
Yeah,
it must have been the DPH because you were a little tuned up. You were in the room. You just weren't.
I was in the room.
physically.
I mean, G Money was getting me all hype, so you know. But it's hype. It really is fascinating though. Like when you sit there and you talk to people who do not follow politics at all, they don't try to like change your thinking because they have no opinion because they don't care. Like they're totally uninvested in any of this stuff.
So
and
my friends don't want to talk about it. They're just like, they'll say stuff just to be polite, and then they change it to sports or like their kids or whatever.
So it makes me wonder, do you think there's more of those people than there are of people in the truth community?
100%.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think most people are like that.
So okay, I agree. So Trump obviously knows that as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you think he cares about us online screaming who screams the loudest, or is his messaging focused on whatever we're going to define the normies as?
That's a good question.
It also speaks to intent of what they're. See, I've been designing merch all week.
That's awesome. I love that.
And I'm like sick of saying normies. So I was going to, and I thought about NPCs, but I was like, that doesn't get us all the way there.
Yeah.
That's great.
You brought it up today on Daily, right?
What's that? The standard issue villagers?
Standard issue villagers.
Yeah.
That's when you said it today.
A long time ago, didn't you?
Yeah, that's from like 2-3 years ago.
But when he said it on Daily today, I was just like, that's the one, because it's so it's so clean.
Well, yeah, and if anybody out there doesn't know what that means, just go watch the movie The Village, because it's basically like this society that was set up as though it's like a traditional society from the 1700s, even though it's, well, spoiler alert for this 20-year-old movie. It's the outside world is still totally modern, but these people wanted to shelter their children and have this sheltered community, which isn't the worst idea in the world, except they didn't tell anyone in there that that is what they'd done. So when generations are born, they think that's all there is. And then they've put these like monsters in the woods so that no one ever attempts to leave.
And guess who messed everything up? Some retard.
Yeah, some based autist, right? But John, like you make a good point. Like who is Trump tailoring this messaging to? And then when you stop and you think about it, like the people that Cam and I were just describing, there's no like energy from them, like inertia, like politically speaking, right?
No,
like they aren't moving the needle any direction. They don't care. Like it's not that they're going left or center or right. They just don't care. Like
they will not care if there's arrests. They don't care if
like
James Comey got indicted and then the indictment got dropped. They don't care.
If they're paying taxes to China, if they're paying taxes to London, if they're paying taxes to DC, it does not matter. Like, they do not care. They literally will put on a kimono and say konnichiwa if that's what is going to get them a job tomorrow. If that's what is necessary to get a job at a job interview tomorrow, they will do that. They will get the vaccine. They'll say konnichiwa, like whatever it is, they'll do it. So then you turn to the movement, and it's like, all right, this is where all the political energy is. This is where the inertia is, the momentum. So what effect does that actually have? That can be debated. And is it all contained on social media, or is it outside of social media? That can be debated. Then we really have to start looking at ourselves in the mirror and being like, are we the problem? Like, are we subscribing to ideas that are ultimately detrimental, like self-destructive? Are we abandoning first principles because the wind blows a certain way and a television character says something that gets everyone juiced up, and suddenly we are supporting regime change in Venezuela? It's like that is what the pattern of behavior I've noticed over the past couple of years is watching that happen over and over and over again. October 7, that happened, and then all of a sudden everybody was drinking the 9/11 Kool-Aid again, and everyone was drinking the war on terrorism Kool-Aid again. And it's like, holy shit, like, we've literally learned nothing over the past 25 years. Nothing.
The public mind shift after October 7th was immediate and pronounced. That was like a slap in the face, like just.
Yep.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. I don't know.
We should write down we should write down our directions. Not our directions, but like our principles. Like,
we're gonna
we don't want to go to war unless it's to defend our own land. We don't want to do this unless this is happening.
That's kind of what
just not go up that course.
It's kind of what Trump put out, and everyone's freaking out about it. They're mad, very mad.
I haven't seen anybody like actually upset about it outside of Laura Loomer. Like, who else is mad about this thing?
Oh,
she's
dude,
crashed now.
Well, I think the algorithm has me plugged into a different like set of people than y'all, but it's like all the Israeli like Zionists, like people whose names are written in Hebrew, people whose names are written in like Ukrainian. Like, they're all over my feed.
Dude, you should write your name in. Why don't you write your name in Hebrew? What are you doing?
I should write my name in Hebrew.
What is? I'm gonna look that up.
Well, do you guys think it's just like the mindset is so firmly ingrained? Like, we have these traditional enemies, and people just can't handle not being enemies with them anymore. I mean, when Trump, in Trump 1.0, he was saying, like, what's wrong with diplomacy? You guys all preach diplomacy, and I want to talk to Kim Jong-un. Like, what is wrong with that? Or I want to talk to Putin. And it angers people that he wants to do that, because people need a boogeyman. And we've had these traditional boogeymans for decades. And I feel like, at least from the conservative friends I have, they do get really riled if you don't stick to that narrative that, this is our enemy, Russia's our enemy, Russia bad. And to suggest anything otherwise, I don't know if it's cognitive dissonance that they react with, but it blows their mind. And I love that Trump didn't specifically call out those traditional enemies in this national strategy. He talked in generalities in terms of just, like Cam was saying, like, we're not going to do this unless you do that. But that's, but without naming the CCP, without naming Russia, without naming these forever enemies that we've had, I think it is showing that we are going to be going into this new multipolar world where we have sovereign countries taking care of, regional responsibility, et cetera. So, but I don't know how I don't know how you get through to them. I don't know how you break them out of that mold.
Yeah, I think that we've had generations of programming to look outside of the United States for our adversaries, for the boogeymen, for the problems. I think Trump sums it up. I mean, the problem has been the elites that have created this outward projection, and they have set these artificial goals that never really get met. It ensures that we continue to spend money. People continue to line their pockets at the expense of the American people. And when you're looking outward, you're not looking at the true nature of the problems, which are all right here in the United States of America. If the bad guys are always out there, they're never right here. But this is where all the problems are.
Yeah, but also the bad guys are here now. right? Because that whole strategy didn't work. The strategy of we have to fight them over there so they don't come here. Russia's bad, they want to kill us. China's bad, they want to kill us. Venezuela's bad, they want to kill us. Islam, all of them want to kill us, right? We have to be afraid of all of these people that want to kill us. And like at what point do we stop and say why? Why do they want to kill us? Is it maybe if there's any legitimacy to them wanting to kill us? Is it maybe because we're over in their lands fucking up their shit? Like what? Why can't we have that conversation?
Which is funny, Ash, because like during the war on terror, right after 9/11, that was the point that like the left was making. They were making that exact point is they hate us. And the more we go over there and like destroy everything and be Team America world police, we're creating more enemies and more hostility towards us. So it's funny how that point of view is completely flipped around.
They've also created that same hostility toward them in America at this point too. And it's for the same reasons. Anyone who's a nationalist and wants a sovereign country so that they can be sovereign people is an enemy of the global regime. And they will attack that enemy relentlessly wherever they are. And they're just very crafty about the attacks. If they were trying to drone us in our houses, well, everybody would notice that and get upset about it. But they can debank us. They can censor us. They can propagandize us all the time. You can just go on down the list of the, what do they call it? Hybrid warfare that they are waging against us.
Irregular warfare.
And nobody notices it.
Yeah.
They try to truly show our lives to control us.
Also, the normie thing and kind of where we've been over these last few years. I was thinking about this. I said it in our chat this week, but you think about Twitter 3 years ago or 3+ now when Elon Musk took it over and now, and it is legitimately the same voices being amplified. Like nothing can stop Ian Miles Chong.
It's arguably worse though now. I think it's worse.
Filibuster.
Yeah. They're making tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to propagandize the world as Elon just promotes the shit out of them. And I was saying in my chat last night, Grok is like a dog vomiting and then eating his vomit and then vomiting again and then eating his vomit. It's just a circular.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
It like information flow.
Terrible, but good.
Well, I mean, people mixed with bots, mixed with paid shill accounts, mixed with corporate advertising are the input into Grok that Grok then analyzes. Then it curtails the algorithm to feed back the things that people are going to be more connected to. And so they get more connected to them and they just feed them back into the system again in an even more disgusting, chewed up version. It's absolutely crazy. And everybody's just basically like digitally filleting Elon Musk, hoping that he'll give them attention so that he helps them farm attention.
So would this be a different version of the human centipede?
It is. I was actually thinking about how to like do it with the human centipede. It's like one human and then Grok the AI and then human and Grok and then human and Grok.
We could do something like
it's a bit hard to describe. If you've had AI do it, that's fantastic.
I don't want to see. I have a feeling I don't want to see this, but show
well,
me.
no, you just have to do the Jobly, like the.
You just do it like this. Make it
easy.
That's
perfect.
Well, you just have to put it through the fun little filter. It makes it a fun cartoon, so it's not
scissors.
gross. But yeah,
okay, we'll work on this. I'll come back.
So what you're describing,
How
Chris,
long
is called.
have you been working on that?
I just pulled it up because remember the scissoring logo that you
you
sent over. I just rechanged the word from scissoring to ipede.
Yeah, my chat GPT won that day.
Yeah, that was killer. Sorry, who was talking there?
I was talking. So that the phenomenon that you're talking about, Chris, is called AI autophagy. It's when the AI is training itself on its own output. And here is a fascinating example of that that's been discovered recently. So shortly after Charlie Kirk's assassination, people were taking AI models and they were using them to insert Charlie Kirk into certain situations. There were so many instances of Charlie Kirk's face being output from these AI models that there are certain AI models that have begun to randomly insert Charlie Kirk into completely irrelevant pictures and things that it's asking to generate. And so sometimes you'll just have Charlie Kirk's face show up in the background of an image, or people will look like Charlie Kirk. Also, remember when everybody was doing the Studio Ghibli memes, and they were producing like the anime versions? As a result of that, models were starting to create pictures that had a color tone that was closer to those Studio Ghibli pictures that they were spitting out. So
is that why Pantone won the color of the year or whatever?
I don't know anything about that.
Or the white or whatever? You didn't see that?
It's called like Cloud something.
Oh yeah, Pantone was a company. What am I saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, Zach, that's exactly what it is. And it is a crazy world. And then you have to wonder, with all of that stuff happening and the influence it has in the political conversation, and then the influence the political conversation has on our actual politics. I mean, at that point, the machine is just running our politics. And it's funny because all the politicians, we saw this, John and I talked about this a million times during the fake and illegitimate presidency of Joe Biden. They never seemed like they had any idea what was going on or any idea what was going to come next. And you have to wonder if it's just because the story is being created outside them and outside the media, outside the military industrial complex and the intelligence communities. Like, where is this stuff coming from? It's all nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's, the, like looking ahead and trying to anticipate like what the next thing is, because that'll help inform like what should we be thinking about as the plot is developing. The dynamic I've noticed is that the domestic storylines have totally stalled out. Like there really aren't any domestic storylines at this point. Every single week when I log in to do Badlands Daily with CanCon, he says, he's like, man, it's a dead news day. So like, we'll give you as much time as you want on geopolitics. And that's been for the past, ever since the shutdown started, he's been saying that. And I'm like, yeah, it's because there's no storyline being driven now domestically. And I think that it's all in a holding pattern right now. All the attention is now shifted to geopolitics. And I actually think that geopolitics is going to hop in the driver's seat and drive the bus and actually force all this disclosure about all the corruption in the U.S. government is going to come out now because of what's unfolding internationally, because all these countries who are absolutely fed up with the bullshit of the United States and how awful we are. And we are awful. We are an awful government.
But we've been saying that corruption is going to be exposed for like 9 years now.
Well, I mean, it is going to be, it has been exposed. We've already exposed
for sure
large swaths of it. But I'm saying that like undeniable disclosure of how awful the U.S. government actually has been and how it needs to be reined in the worst possible way. And the other thing that I've noticed, like I was just saying, was everyone crashing out. Share my screen. This guy, Anders Onslund, is a great example of who I'm talking about. So this guy is a economist and author. He has 330,000 followers on X. Not that that means anything, but he's described as the world's leading expert on the collapse of the planned Soviet economy. He worked under the Yeltsin government, the Boris Yeltsin government from 1991 to 1994, overseeing the collapse of the Soviet Union from the Allied side. So this guy, and he's a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council. So he has credentials in terms of, the party of false decorum stuff. Here is how he is acting right now. Ever since this thing was put out, he is saying, what I don't understand is that Americans seem to think that Trump works in the national interest of the USA, while none of his many harmful actions suggest that. Don't you see that Trump is an autocratic kleptocrat who works for himself? He then goes on to say, agrees with this other clown and says, European leaders have to realize that Trump's USA is an enemy and give up all illusions of the U.S. as an ally. Europe needs to stand on its own feet. The UK needs to return to the EU and Norway finally to join it, while the EU should kick out Orban. Scroll down here, and here he is saying, retweeting somebody else who is saying that J.D. Vance is a Nazi leader and that the Trump administration is a Nazi regime. And he says the reality is that the Trump GOP harbors and supports Nazis, Nazists, and racists. I have literally seen this coming for the past 8 years. I said at the very final battle, the final stage of the narrative war, like the information war, is going to be them coming to and saying that Trump is Hitler. Not that they haven't, I mean, they've been saying for 10 years, but they're literally going to say, all right, this is like the rubber hits the road. Trump is a Nazi. He's Hitler reincarnated. He hates all Jews. All day they've been saying about JD Vance. They're saying JD Vance hates Jews. He's a Jew hater. This is where they're going with it. And of course, in hindsight, it makes everything that Trump has done over the past year or 2 years with his public rhetoric on Israel brilliant, because he probably knew this was coming. But this is where they're going now. All of these other influencer accounts that are, are like the OSINT accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers are all openly saying right now that Trump is the enemy, that the USA is the enemy of Europe, and Europe needs to go to war with the US. Here it is. Donald Trump is one of the most despicable human beings on this planet. These are all of like the OSINT people who have been reporting minute by minute. Oh, here's what the satellite images are saying about Ukraine, Russia, right? They all are like flipping over the table, walking out of the room mad that this has happened because they see what it is. And it is, I think, everything coming to a head. And the corruption of the United States is on the stage, like center stage, like worldwide right now. And the whole world sees it for what it is. The only people who can't seem to quite see it are like the people who are drinking the Kool-Aid and are like, think that we're about to overthrow Nicolas Maduro with the US military. Those are the only people who I think don't see how corrupt our government is right now.
Do you think that coming from the outside of the United States, like all the corruption and all these different things, do you think it has a different type of impact because there's so many people that get their news and they're like their messaging from like the globalist like regimes, like the globalist newspapers, the globalist like media, and I don't know, I feel like that could add to what you were saying a little bit, Ghost.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I think just like things are going to unfold that are going to make narrative spin irrelevant. I think things are going to unfold where it is what it is, and you can't really deny what you're witnessing. So Trump and Putin becoming best friends, and Russia and announcing like the biggest deals in the world between Russia and the United States would obviously be a pretty big inflection point.
Can we change, no offense, but can we change topics to something more light?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Funny.
Trump said that he was going to allow car manufacturers to make tiny cars today.
Tiny cars, yeah. I saw that.
What kind, like how tiny are we talking?
Awesome.
I think
Like,
as small as possible.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, there's that $10,000 Toyota truck that I think would sell like gangbusters if they brought it here. I'd probably buy one.
What?
Yeah.
Toyota?
Hold on. I'll pull it up for you.
He was comparing it to the cars that they have in Europe, right? So he said that they're awesome, and it's funny.
I played this morning with CanCon, but John, here's a link. Sorry, Jay, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, Chris, it's okay. I was just going to say though, I'm not driving any tiny car, especially with like all the foreign driver's license that they've given to these truck drivers. Like you won't stand a chance. Oh, that's $10,000 truck.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a cab with a bed.
Yeah.
I mean, basic, simple. It'll get you from A to B, and pretty sweet.
Those things are awesome. I when I was back in like 2012, I was in New Zealand, and my friend's dad, he had one of those type of trucks for work, and like riding around in it, it's awesome. Especially in if you're not on like fast highways, like 70-mile-an-hour highways, those type of things are really fun to drive around in.
They're super customizable too. Like, I mean, you can pretty much do anything with them.
Here is the tiny car.
Oh, yes.
What?
Why?
For that.
That is a narrow car. Fucking billionaires.
Okay, so that wasn't an actual tiny car. That was like
that's from Silicon Valley.
I mean,
okay. That's
Why
hilarious.
do we need them tiny? Is it because of the climate?
Price point.
No,
I'm assuming
they're
because nobody
cheap.
can afford a real car.
Yeah, the cheapest cars you can get
Why
now are
can't-
like 30 grand.
Why can't we make regular size cars affordable?
Well,
That's it.
that's asking.
Why
way
are we
too much.
changing the behavior to require less?
Well, I think what it is all these regulations were put in place over many years. Trump's talked about this a few months ago. The reason every single car company produces cars that look the exact same is because they're required to do that in order to pass the DOT like regulations and make their cars available in really California, I think is the market that
Yeah,
that sets the standard.
Those rules
exactly.
He
Because we
just
have the
changed
most
those rules, though?
regulations. But yeah, he just changed that. He just reversed that, right?
Yeah, so he reversed all of it and got rid of the
Yeah.
regulations. Yeah.
I forget how many thousands of dollars it adds to the cost of the car, but of course that gets passed on to the consumer. So, but in order to comply with all the California regulations, they would have to have 2 separate factories to make cars just for California and then make cars for the rest of the country. So they just make them all to the California standard, which is, almost impossible to do. That's why we have those little, those automatic, where it turns your engine off when you're at a red light and all that.
Oh, so annoying.
It's ridiculous and annoying and not good for the car.
Wait, so these are the tiny cars. They just look so stupid.
If you look in the studio chat, I just sent a thing for the top 5 smallest cars created.
Not how I imagine the golden age. That one's all right. Wait, go back up.
I knew somebody who had one
I
of
like
those.
that. I want one of those. That's cool.
I had one when I was a kid, I think.
That's 1953.
Wow.
That's sweet.
Right on.
Classic tiny car.
That's not a car. The second one's not a car. That's a tractor. Or no,
That's
a
a
four-wheel.
big number. I don't know how much that is in American dollars, but that's not cheap.
I only
Well,
buy
that's
things
because
American
that's a vintage model right there. They're not
See,
making.
I don't care
those.
about vintage.
All of these are vintage. Like these are cars that were really truly
Come
made
on,
at one
Tam.
point. That one with that opens in the front. I had a friend who had one of those. It's a BMW, and they're super rare. He would drive it at like car shows and stuff.
That top one's modern. The commuter cars Tango.
The Tango, that's an Indian car. I don't know that you want one of those.
Probably smells like shit.
Oh,
There's a hole in the
I
floor
said it.
just in case.
Oh, good luck.
Like, what would happen if
No
you
burgers.
got in a car accident in this thing? Like, or if you got in an
die?
accident with a bicycle or something, even like
You die, bro.
you would
It
get
falls over.
destroyed.
Yeah.
The bike would just knock you over.
I don't know how they'd pass the safety test. Crazy. You can catch me dead driving one of those things.
We could do better things with our time than create cars like that, man. Like,
Well, I think
that's our
Ash is onto
ingenuity.
something. Like, why are we adjusting our behaviors because we can't afford, like, just make things more fucking affordable?
Just
You'll
make like
own tiny
straight
and be
six
happy. before you
mechanical
own nothing and be
engines.
happy.
Put a
Like-
carburetor in there. No more fuel injection. Simple. Everything is loaded up with computers and modules, and it's ridiculous.
I was
want my
reading
car to run on
something-
water.
it was a headline, but saw something yesterday about how the new luxury is having buttons on the dash and no more computer screens and touch screens.
Really?
Oh, it's cyclical.
Yeah, Spetzel in the chat says it's about choice. I don't think it is, because if they stop making regular size affordable cars and the only car you can afford is a variety of different choices of tiny Flintstone looking cars, then no, it's not about choice. It's we've adapted and we're like, well, we can't afford it, so I guess but why is it that you have to have 30 grand to buy a new car in the United States of America? Because of globalism. It's that way
because of the regulations. The regulations. So the manufacturers are required to put certain features in their car, like the start-stop thing, which drives up the price because these are features you're adding. There's technology you're adding. It's labor. I mean, there's all sorts of things that are being put in there that you can't even see that are inside the car, and that drives up the cost. And so there is no such thing as a regular size affordable car anymore. That's a unicorn. What they're talking about now is just opening it up and just letting the free market figure it out. If people want tiny cars, they'll buy tiny cars. If they want bigger cars, they'll ask for bigger cars, and somebody will come out and make a bigger car, and they'll own the market. That's what the free market is.
With push button shit.
That is a foreign concept to Americans. Like, a free market economy is not something that we have seen in our lifetime. Anyone on screen right here, we've all lived under a highly regulated corporatist mercantilist model. So this is going to be something very new and exciting.
Where in the world have we seen a truly free market system?
Nowhere in America.
Yeah.
I just mean in the world. I can't think of a single place where it's actually been that way. And I think it kind of ties back into what Ash was saying about globalism. Like, it's had its stranglehold over every country in the world. No one's been able to have a free market.
Well, all
because
these
of
regulations were done in the name of the Green New Deal and clean energy and all that good stuff, all the global warming, hoax. And so they are able to push all these regulations through, and then we're stuck paying for it. Like always, the people get screwed, and they make tons of money. I mean, it's not like the car makers are absorbing that cost. So, yeah, tiny cars, sure, whatever, like open it up to everything. We'll see what people want. I wouldn't want to drive one. Just, I'm not, I can't imagine people in America would want to drive. I know in Europe they drive them all the time because those towns are so old. They have little tiny streets, and you almost need a tiny car to even fit down the road. But I don't know. I don't know where Trump's really going with that. Like, talk about how awesome they are. I don't know if he's going to sell American people on those cars, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll sell them to Europe. We'll create them.
Yeah, I mean, we can make them and sell them.
Their own tiny car industry.
Yeah.
Well,
better tiny cars, but
it's probably more so because aren't the key those are Japan, right? So what did we get in return for allowing Japan to just sell that car here? Like, nobody's going to want to buy this stupid looking car anyway, except for the super lib blue hairs who probably can't even fit them anyway because they're so bad at whatever. But what do we get in return for that? Like
stereotyping. Libtards come in all shapes and sizes, John.
There's some that don't eat, man.
They do. Some of them are vegan, and
okay, apologies
eating disorders.
to whatever size your liberal is.
Continue your point.
Like, what did we get in return? What was our side of the trade deal? Like, we'll get access to your market and sell real shit, like real size cars, and you can sell your toy cars to us. Like, that works out for us in the end.
I think so.
Yeah, I want to see F-150s and Dodge Rams just like going down the streets of Okinawa.
Well, they would never fit on the streets.
I know, that's why I said they're just imagining like monster truck rallies. They're just driving over all the smart cars that are on the road.
If we're gonna have tiny cars, can they at least fly? Like, can we get something?
And what happened to our jetpacks? When are we getting our jetpacks? That's what I want to know.
Jetsons, man, they lied to us.
We were promised jetpacks.
Or like Iron Man suits.
Yes.
That'd be cool.
Have you guys seen that Volanaut? It's like a speeder bike that flies.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta
dude, that thing looks sweet. I mean, it looks super dangerous, but it looks awesome.
Like
well, they've been doing a bunch of it's a real thing, and the tests have come pretty far. Here's the most recent one right here.
How does it work? And do you have to sit like that when you ride it?
You have to sit like that when you ride it. Yeah.
It looks like those speeders on Endor.
They do. Yeah. This is like the speeder bikes on Endor.
No, I got to pull up the South Park thing.
Oh, yeah. That's so good.
Why does it have that little mosquito nose?
That's where the
sense
camera
the
is.
tree you're about to
it's
smash
an
into.
360 that they've got on the front.
A what 360?
An Insta 360. It's a 360 degree camera, so they can film themselves from every angle.
Is a true 360 degree camera even possible?
I love how Zach
I've
always
got
like
one.
knows everything.
Right?
Exactly.
He's like, oh, I know
Ask
exactly.
any question.
Yeah.
This is the view from the Insta 360. And so I've got one of these. Like when you take the video, you can go into the video in your editing software and you can drag the angle and take it anywhere that you want, basically. So you can, start here and then you can pan around and you can see yourself from the side, up above, down below. It's pretty
What do you use it for, Zach?
What's that?
What do you use it for?
Oh, I mean, I use it for nature photography, landscape photography. Ideally, I wanted to bring it with me. Like, if I do things outside, want to get some cool footage, then you can.
You should do parkour with it on.
I want one of these. Anyways,
flying.
pretty sweet.
How much are they?
Well, they're not available publicly yet, so I don't think that they have a published price.
You can afford it, John.
Well, obviously.
Just write a blank check here.
He just needs to do one extra OnlyLands and you can pay for it.
You guys are silly.
Where's the
But I mean,
thing?
that's all about like innovation, though. Like that's just innovating new ideas, and I think that's what the tiny car thing is too. I think Trump is just getting people to think about cars differently. Like, okay, like here's an idea: go to a really small car, but maybe you end up with a really big car. Maybe you end up with a really skinny, long car. I mean, I don't know, but it's just getting away from the idea that every car has to have this exact shape and be these exact dimensions. and have these exact features, which is what the Department of Transportation did.
Innovation, ingenuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. And you guys been following the Candace Owens drama? Like, I haven't followed any of it. I got the general gist of it, but
I know that Kash Patel and the FBI are now investigating whether or not the French Foreign Legion have actually made threats in her life. That's what he said. That's what he said.
I bet they have. They definitely have. She said mean things, man. They care so much about Candace Owens. She's so important to them.
I'm not familiar.
Cam, are you
I'm not familiar
following?
with her
No,
her ideas, but I'm familiar with the idea that like her and TPUSA are trying to have a dick measuring contest on stream, pretty much.
So somebody in my chat earlier today said that Candace pulled out of that arrangement because I think that maybe she felt at risk because they wanted her to come in person to their studio or something like that.
Like they were going to give her like a pager when she walked in and then blow it up.
That's exactly it. Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a concern, but you know,
I'll debate you anywhere, anytime, you name
As long
it.
as I can bring my own pagers.
Except there, I guess.
The structure of her content is very much like a soap opera. You know, it's there's the chunks. Well, okay. The chunks of information each day with kind of the big cliffhanger on the Friday and, you know, the social buzz over the weekend. And then you pick it up and you do it all over again the next week. And, you know, where does anybody have an idea? Because I watched right after Charlie Kirk died and I watched all of Becoming Brigitte. That was fucking amazing. Fully recognizing that I'm watching a soap opera and getting fully hooked into it. It was awesome.
So
what's
a good one?
What is ultimately like the conclusion of Becoming Brigitte? Is that Macron's father? Is that Brigitte's brother becoming a woman? I mean, what is the ultimate conclusion?
Uncle
of Macron's uncle?
Yeah.
Well, it couldn't have been that good if you don't even remember.
Well, the drama of it all, being like, you know, binging it and like super into it. I didn't retain all the details. It was it was his father, but then no, it wasn't his father. It was his uncle. Where I left off, it was his father, but then a bunch of people told me no, it was actually his uncle. But I didn't watch that part because that was after I was done with it. So
Candace Owens is really good at the delivery of whatever she's telling you. She makes it sound as if whatever she's giving you, the insinuation is that it is the most insidious and important thing she has ever said, and you need to remember exactly what it is, but then you don't as soon as the show's over, because the next episode it's something else that's even more insidious and more important, but there's never really like a hook. Like it's just kind of a series of insinuations, like I don't know.
Yeah, and then a big cliffhanger, and we start all over again on Monday, just like Days of Our Lives, which I got hooked on while I was on maternity leave.
I've dated girls like that. That just everything they say is so dramatic. And
why?
You need
too.
Well, you know what I mean. You might have been there, John.
That so many dudes love watching Candace Owens.
Well, she's cute.
It's
and very dramatic.
But still, you're right. It's a daytime drama. It is a soap opera.
Yep. Yeah.
They're trying to solve a murder mystery. And somebody was telling me today that she's like digging down a rabbit hole to figure out what happened to her best friend. Give me a break.
What happened to her best friend?
That was actually that was the question that I was going to ask, because I don't know the answer to this. Have we gotten to the bottom of the Charlie Kirk thing?
From
Charlie Kirk standpoint?
No.
I would suggest there's not a bottom.
I agree with you,
a bottomless pit.
It's a bottomless pit, and there never will be any answer.
Yeah. And then, I did just see like an hour ago that you have apparently Milo is like lobbing his Molotov cocktails into the punch bowl of turds, because he's claiming that Charlie Kirk was never even buried, and he has like verifiable receipts to prove that
he has the body.
Yeah, so it's like you just have like perpetuation of bullshit.
What's he doing to the body?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's like, but again, I think all of this is designed just to make people who are asking like questions look like idiots. Like this is what Alex Jones did to like 9/11 truthers, right? This is just make everyone look like a total jackass, And anyone now who questions official narratives is lumped in with people who are saying like things that don't make any logical sense.
Yeah, it's a common strategy, right? To muddy the water, you know, make us
Conspiracy
all look
theorists.
stupid. Yep.
Somebody suggested something in the chat earlier today that I thought could be totally relevant because, you know, somebody got upset in the chat dissing Candace. I don't have any problems with Candace. Okay. Candace has done a lot of good work over the years. But somebody had suggested that perhaps at some point somebody began to feed Candace like disinformation or something like that. I mean, there have certainly been times where Candace has put out reports that I think had merit, definitely. But then, you know, I mean, the reason I point to the Brigitte Macron story is because, you know, each episode, I watched several of them as well, and they were very compelling, you know, and like each time you think it's like, okay, you've got it, but then the next one would frame it in something totally different, which is why I'm fuzzy on who actually is his wife. I mean, like, who is this woman? I think ultimately she's probably a man. I just don't know what man she began as.
Man, baby.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right that like Candace Owens puts out things that are seem true or seem like they are, you know, like align with what earnest truth seekers are asking, those kind of questions.
Yeah.
It's just like at a certain point, sometimes it jumps the shark, or it just gets sucked into these places like the French Foreign Legion thing, which I'm not even familiar with the allegation is, but I think
it's in relation to Brigitte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would make sense. I mean, like, certainly if I was the leader of France and I didn't want people to find out my wife was a tranny, I might go to some extreme lengths to shut down people who were talking about it.
Yeah. But I mean, we did get to a point where, or we are at a point now where all of these people who are like, some of them are in Trump's sphere of influence, are openly calling for like censorship from the right. Like, this is coming from the right.
Bad.
And they're saying, shut it all down. Like, these people should, like this clown, Josh Hammer.
Is he actually in Trump's orbit? Because I never heard of this guy until Charlie was assassinated, and now suddenly he's everywhere.
Well, he's deeply involved in the whole like Zionist lobby. So you know that puts him in certain circles. Like this clip is him interviewing Ronald Lauder, who is the president of the World Jewish Congress, which is the organization that literally created Israel. So, you know, this guy has clout, and here he is saying, I'm not asking for much. I just want the president and the vice president to hold an Oval Office conference where they condemn Tucker Carlson, Nick Fuentes, Groyperism, and the rise of anti-Semitism, and tell them all to stop doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
and
fuck you.
It's like, dude, fuck you. Yeah. And Trump was asked about that, and Trump said, you know what? Listen to Nick Fuentes, listen to Tucker Carlson, make up your own mind.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Josh Hammer, I think, is the opinion editor at the New York Post too. Newsweek.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yep, senior editor at large for Newsweek.
Ghost.
Media matters. Suck it.
That's so funny. Yeah, okay. I did see that clip of Josh Hammer demanding that President Trump do an Oval Office address condemning a whole host of people. That was totally retarded.
I hate that. Like so stupid. I condemn people who condemn or ask other people to condemn people. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
This is see what he looks like.
This is like foundational for America. Like, everybody can say what they want to say. That's and there's no limitations on it.
Yeah, it's kind of like the whole point of freedom of speech.
Yeah,
like how Trump called out Europe for that too.
Yes,
in the national security strategy. Like, you guys are douchebags. That was really good, Chris. You're gonna love it when you read it.
I'm actually surprised you didn't read it yet, Chris. Like, I was all over. I mean, I just assumed that you would be, because I mean, I figured you guys were going to talk about it tomorrow, but I mean, it was just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, could not wait to devour it.
I was texting John on like the commercials of Badlands Daily this morning, being like, do I have to read this thing?
Yes, you do. I mean, if you want, you actually don't have to. We can just.
I'm going to.
I can read the paragraphs and we can discuss the important ones, because it'll be good.
Only 29 pages, despite what Laura Loomer says.
Keywords for just Chris.
She was doing
anything over
comms with the 33.
Yeah, anything over 30 is over your limit, right, Chris?
No.
Does it say anything in there about psychological operations on the American people?
It vaguely does, but not directly. It says influence operations, destructive propaganda and influence operations.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'd say that's a fairly direct nod without actually saying psyops.
Yeah.
I'm sick of psyops, and I want people to go to prison for them at minimum.
I feel
What
like
about psychops?
I'm with you. Not a fan of the psyops either.
I feel like there's enough of us that know about them and can openly call them out that we should be able to put people in prison for them. Because it's psychological torture in a way. I can definitely make that argument.
Are you talking about other governments or
No.
just people in general?
On U.S. soil, on the American people running until it didn't President Trump say something in the with those keywords.
The same weaponized agencies that for the past 7 years have been conducting illegal psychological warfare campaigns against American people, much like they're trying to destabilize a foreign country.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want. When are people going to go to prison for that?
I don't know. We did hear from Kash Patel. He was like, "Promise, guys, it's coming."
Did he pinky promise?
He didn't pinky promise. That I was a little concerned about that too. So it's not quite a real promise, but it was I got a weird vibe from that. Like he comes out in front of everybody, and they're doing the whole congratulatory, like, if it wasn't for how hard we worked, we never would have caught him. And then he goes on with Don Jr., John Solomon, and it was like, these things take time. Just be patient with us, please. But it's coming. And I'm hoping he's being honest about it. I mean, we'll see. We haven't really gotten any evidence that the Rico Grande thing is going on other than these people just telling us it is, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's kind of
Go ahead, Zach.
that's the way of grand juries, though. I mean, like, you don't get leaks from grand juries. I mean, in a perfect world, until they come out and people are being indicted.
Yeah, but okay, so the whole grand jury thing is really stupid too, because we were told that they're opening those up in January, right?
That's
you remember
at
that story,
least one of them. Absolutely, yeah.
But didn't we also get a story already that there's a bunch of these people that were subpoenaed from the same grand juries that we're told haven't even been opened up yet?
Well,
those are two clickbait stories.
So you've got like the grand jury convening, but you've got the collection of evidence to present to the grand jury. The collection of evidence happens, and then they have the grand jury actually get together and look at what they've taken from them, and they say, okay, here, we can show you these crimes. What do you say?
Yeah, but the story was the grand jury subpoenaed all these people.
Yeah.
But we were told earlier that the grand juries weren't getting impaneled until January. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a contradiction in that story already from the people that are telling us that the justice is coming.
I think that there's multiple grand juries that are happening like concurrently at different points in their schedule.
The timing just all seems so orchestrated when they tell us at this point that, like, just wait, we're going to get something. I'm just like, oh, the story hasn't developed to that point yet.
Yeah. If I'm being totally honest, the people in my life that I've known that have been like, just wait, I'll get to that. I promise. Just hold on, just wait. It's usually the ones that never actually do it. But I should play that clip. Let me find it. I think it was our boy Storm has arrived. Has got on his Twitter.
What do you think of the Letitia James, not the grand jury, not bringing the indictment?
Isn't that kind of rare for a grand jury to like get to that point where they bring in the evidence and not issue the?
No, I mean, it depends on jurisdictions. It depends on the jury pool. I think that it points to the fact that in certain jurisdictions, it'll be difficult to get indictments against major Democrat figures like that. It's a setback, but it doesn't mean that they're not going to take the evidence and present it to a different panel. I mean, they can do that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I got that clip here.
Was it the same grand jury or a different grand
different?
Jury?
Yeah, different people. Yeah,
it was a different group of people that refused to indict, and so it can be a different group of people again. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Well, that seems unlikely unless they've got new.
Well, I mean, they've already done it twice. I mean, they based on the pattern of evidence. I mean, I don't know why they don't just make it a RICO case, because she's got mortgage and insurance fraud all over the country in 5 different jurisdictions.
Yeah, I bet a
presented
lot
what
of them
works.
do.
Ready?
Before we let you go, you've talked about Arctic frost and all of these extraordinary documents. You're putting out so much evidence. It's every day we can go through and find a new storyline, and it's remarkable. Where do you think the Arctic frost story ends up when you're all done with your investigation? Are there people inside the FBI who end up either arrested or charged or punished in some way?
Well, accountability comes in multiple forms. Transparency through Congress.
Right.
You guys are tremendous at reporting on that. We've issued 40,000 pages to Congress this year alone.
Amazing.
Comey did 3,000 in 3 years. Ray did 13,000 in 7 years. So we are committed to transparency. But what's unique about this FBI is we are running investigations while providing what we can. So on the Arctic frost front, we discovered it at this FBI that they were unlawfully surveilling senators and guys like me and weaponizing government. So this pipe bomb investigation should show the American public that we, while providing information on the pipe bomb over the last 8 years and protecting the integrity of our investigation, gets us to the endpoint we want, accountability and transparency. It takes a little time to break down the disease temple that they built here in Washington for decades. But I harp on the fact that this investigation should show the world how we are going to operate in every single investigation, Arctic frost specifically. We have a huge investigation going. That is public. I can say that. Yeah. And it's going to take a little more time to peel it back. But no, I'm not going to let people get off the hook or get a hall pass. I don't care what position you held in the FBI. You're going to be held accountable. And this DOJ is assuredly backing us.
No hall passes for Kash Patel.
Was that a Q shout out? The whole diseased temple?
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
That struck me as well. But, you know, he doesn't say what that accountability is.
I was
he never
just
gets
going to say that. I took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, and he doesn't talk about the Rico Grande in that clip either. It's kind of really falling off the map.
He kind of alludes to like a big case, you know, but he doesn't. He just says accountability takes many forms. You know, I don't know what that means.
But he's talking about Arctic
Congress
frost.
Then the next thing he talks about is Congress oversight. Like, okay, is that mean we're just going to get a bunch of hearings on this and that's the end of it? Some people get slightly embarrassed because they get caught up in it and that's it.
No, you want to know what Congress's oversight for Arctic frost is? Is the provision they snuck into the bill where they get to sue and make millions of dollars.
Did that ever get cut out? No,
Nope.
It did not, did it?
Even though Johnson promised we would get a micro package to remove that thing, we never got it.
Do we even need an FBI? I mean, that's the question that we should be evaluating right now. Is there even a reason to have a federal law enforcement agency? I mean, like, what is to prevent us from going back to where we were a few years ago when all this stuff that Kash Patel is talking about happens? There's no guarantee that we're not going to go back there as long as you leave all this stuff in place. So why leave it in place? That's the first principles debate that we should be having. And yet we're being kind of like held back to, well, don't worry, we're the good guys now. The good guys are back in charge. You know, the white hats are here. Okay.
They shouldn't even have a body of federal law to be investigating people under.
Yeah,
that's a great point too. If you think back to the Biden administration, even just like in the community we're in, everybody was saying like dismantle the FBI, destroy the FBI. He's gonna, you know, the fifth column stuff before Trump was even getting sworn in, and now nobody's talking about that anymore.
I would not be surprised at all to see all these little charges that we're getting, John, because you pointed out how stupid all these little charges are. I wouldn't be surprised to see all these people get hall passes and be let off scot-free. Like be proven guilty in a court of law, but then some thing swoops in at the last minute and says, nope, you're getting off scot-free. Because I kind of think we need that hose. I think we need that rug pull because people are getting a little too comfy. They're getting a little too complacent, and they've forgotten what the mission is. The mission is not to make friends with the Republican Party. The mission is to end the Republican Party.
Well, I said that a while ago. It's like these people can't walk down the streets. The best form of that, the literal form of that, would be them being found guilty or crimes being exposed, but not being held accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
listening to Kash in that clip, do you guys think, serious question, do you think that the process has been the punishment for them for so long that they think an investigation is accountability?
Yeah,
it's an interesting question.
Great question.
God, I hope not.
I don't know. The process definitely is punishment, though.
It's not accountability.
No.
Punishment for who? Punishment for us?
It's
or punishment for us?
it is additional criming according to the law.
No, it's just sadistic for us to be like sitting here cheering it on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, look at the, like when I logged in, I was either this morning or yesterday morning to X, and everyone is talking about the fucking midterms and and you posted about it, John, but all the things we need to do to make sure we don't lose the midterms. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, you think I'm going to participate in another fake election? Absolutely not. No, it's just not even, it's a non-starter.
I'm excited to see how many things I have on my list by the time the actual midterms or whatever midterms happen. But that thing's gonna be like 200 things long or more.
How many is it now?
I haven't updated it since the day it was like 10. And it's mostly about the Jews.
This is the tactic they've been using to force compliance, ideological compliance for our entire lifetimes.
Yeah.
They always tell us that there's something important coming up, some election coming up. And if we don't want to lose that election, we'll all get on the same page with the establishment and support them.
Right.
And it has worked throughout our entire lives.
That's how you get your kids to like do the things you need. You either eat your food, finish your supper, or you don't get to play with your toys after.
Yeah. At least it's a real supper though.
Didn't Candace say that today? And I know that because it was on Chris Paul's Telegram.
The weak version of it, but yeah.
What?
She was like, why are you guys talking about midterms when we have XYZ that we have to solve Charlie Kirk's murder first before you can talk about midterms. But she made the point that like Tim Pool was trying to browbeat her into no longer talking about what she was talking about.
That was insane. Like the crash out from Tim Pool on how popular Candace is was just nuts.
I didn't see that. I just saw him bitching about if we don't stop this fight between Candace Owens and TPUSA, we'll never win the midterms.
At some point, we have to stop talking about these characters altogether, though, because it is just the new mainstream media. And if we are just cycling back reaction to what the screen produced on a given day, I don't think we're really advancing by doing that. I mean, it's strange how much time we spend talking about events from 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago that we don't have closure on. Well, the closure is they're mostly fake, and it's time to move on with our lives and focus on the issues that are ahead, the ways that we can be directing our lives toward more productive, more satisfying, more fulfilling ways to live.
Do you think it's important to combat some of these, like, I mean, it's info war ops. Like that's what Tim Pool, that's why I see all these people are. You don't care about combating that anymore?
I don't know that there is combating it. The combating it is us in our lives with the people we love and trust, saying to them, hey, you know, I know you're upset about this, but maybe we just all need to like take a step back from the television. I mean, every time I get around a group of people, they are talking about Charlie Kirk still.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about Charlie Kirk or what Candace is saying about Charlie Kirk or who you think. I went to a birthday party of a friend of mine 6 weeks ago, which was, a month and a half after the Charlie Kirk thing. And they were like, well, who do you think killed Charlie Kirk? Because everybody wants to get agreement that it's the Jews, or that it's the trannies. And it's like, well, I mean, I don't want to be controversial, but
it'd be a great show.
I think
like
Chris
maybe Jews versus trannies.
Family Feud kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, like if Tim Pool says, I think what Tim Pool actually said was, if we don't stop Candace Owens and TPUSA from fighting, they're going to rip apart the movement. They're going to rip apart the Republican Party. And my response to that is, let them fight. Let them fight, because I think, Chris, to your point,
that's not
it's going to become so insufferable and so like unbearable that everyone's just going to walk away. They're going to be like, yeah, we're sick of watching this movie. We're going to turn around and leave and just.
I don't think they'll let it get that far though.
Oh, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are backing out, and I think a lot of people are getting sick of social media as well. I think that the information landscape is changing, and the last thing we want to be doing is trying to squeeze the last drop out of social media and focusing all our time and attention on these obviously paid operatives and communicators who are just lying to the public. There's a different story to be told. You know,
why do you think it's changing? What are you seeing?
It seems like people are getting, you know, I pay a lot of attention to the reactions of, or the interactions, I should say, with my posts. I go back and forth with people, and these are internet strangers who may be bots for all I know, but the tone of the response to these stories seems to be changing dramatically, at least as far as what I'm perceiving.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, my version of that. So we had the Charlie Kirk. I had that for a period of time, but that energy among, you know, the different factions that I'm ever in real life in person with, got very quickly pulled into the governor's race and the primaries that are happening next year. So all of when I'm
like
around
in Colorado, you mean?
Yeah, when I'm around friend groups and when that my version of that super normie conversation is the governor's race, and it's like, well, yeah, they're fake, but still, you know,
same here.
Whose campaign are we getting behind?
Yeah, same here in California. It's the same way. It's like all that energy is going towards. We just got to get rid. You know,
yeah,
we're getting rid of Newsom. Who, you know, we can't have somebody like him next, and that's all anybody cares about. And I tell him, I'm like, I had a patient today. He's conservative, you know, but pretty normie, and he's like, oh, you know, Steve Hilton's in the lead, and you know, he's a Republican, and that's good. And I'm like, you're acting like that guy has a snowball's chance in hell because the elections are fake, dude. I said, it's not going to happen. That dude will never be allowed to be governor. They're going to select somebody for you you're probably not going to like and deal with it until we deal with election fraud. And he's like, oh yeah, you're right.
That's hilarious.
But he still can't get out of that mindset.
The idea that if you work harder at electioning stuff, you can beat the other person. It has nothing to do with the merits of the candidate. There's nothing to do with inspiring just enough people to show up and do their civic duty because they want to make sure they can't. It's you just got to work. You just got to work harder.
The number one metric is who raised more.
The money.
The number one metric is the money.
So dumb.
That's why I've always said, like, my most liberal communist idea is like you should just have a public fund for each candidate. It's the same amount. They can't put any private money, any donations cannot go to your campaign. You get a certain amount of airtime, and that's it. And you know, and level the playing field. So anybody, as the founders intended, anybody can be a representative or be a president or whatever in our government. But you know, it should never be who has the biggest war chest. It's silly. And that just, I mean, it's so obviously like open to fraud and you know, people buying votes and buying influence and whatnot. So, yeah.
Patriot is not into big chests, sounds like.
I like big chests, but not big war chests.
Well, John asked about like combating narratives, and you know, with the election thing, with the midterms thing, obviously like the elections being fake is the foundational first principles take, but meeting other people where they are, because they're people who just like roll their eyes when they hear that because they're stupid and they aren't well informed. Why the hell should we support a Congress that has literally accomplished nothing over the past 5 years? I mean, do you remember when Kevin McCarthy became the like after the 15 rounds or whatever, and everyone was like, holy shit, here it comes, like they're gonna save us now, the Republicans are coming, the cavalry's here. That was like 2022, wasn't it? I mean, the holy shit, like that was so long ago. And I mean, almost 3 years ago. I think it was January 2023, and here we are 3 years later, and nothing has been done, nothing has been accomplished, and there are actually people telling us that we need to tamper down our rhetoric and focus, or otherwise we may risk losing the next election. Like, do I care? Like assuming that elections are even real, do I care? These people are worthless. Congress should be dismissed, sent home, and investigated.
If elections aren't real, they're illegitimate. And then that opens up a whole bunch of other crimes. And there's, you know, Chris, you've talked a little bit about this, not probably in these terms, but at some point it feels like we're participating in some sort of religious process, right?
This is a ritual through which we give all our power to these people over and over and over again. And they keep setting up the ritual, telling us that participation in the ritual is the most important thing we can do with our lives. And we literally just let them harvest our energy forever. It's crazy.
It's just loose transfer.
It is. It's a self-deluding psyop that we participate in, thinking that it is going to make a difference in the lives of ourselves and our loved ones, and that it's the most important thing. And, you know, I'm not
a duty. It's a duty. It's a most sacred duty.
Yeah, exactly.
But really, it's it's the other kind of duty, the one you do in your pants.
Number two.
Well, John, you're not supposed to do it in your pants. I don't know.
Joe Biden taught us that we're supposed to.
Don't tell me where to do it. Crazy. How do you guys feel about going through some rants? Let's do it. Boost. I think we had sponsor tonight. River and Trezor. Badlandsmedia.tv/River. Get your Bitcoin. And if you're going to get Bitcoin, get it on your cold storage wallet. Trezor, Badlandsmedia.tv/TREZOR. There's the ad reads. But most importantly, get your that's not the right one. This is the right one. Get your co-founder t-shirts.
Yes.
Most important. Let me see if we got any boosts first. Should have had these pulled up ahead of time. Be a little less awkward silence, but whatever.
I'll be very quiet.
I think it's funny when it's dead air.
Yeah, it's
especially when there's like 7 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like to look at everyone's face. See what
Carrying the Fire 7 became a Badlander.
Nice.
Tried to renew my shitty government health plan, and without subsidy went from $445 to $1865 per month.
Hell no.
Insane. I assume there are millions of people like me about to find this out. They will pin this on Trump and people will fall for it. Potential big problem. That's possible.
Might lose the midterms from that.
That midterms.
Oh no! We better. Yeah. Universal health care for everybody. That should be a campaign promise.
Yeah.
But I sympathize with that. It's bullshit, dude. Health,
it is.
The insurance industry is a fucking scam.
That's the problem. You know, it's not. It needs more subsidies. It needs to be overhauled completely. Insurance is a freaking racket.
And just a couple of rants here. Keith Higgins, any award given out at a GART should be modeled after an Oscar. A statue of gray January 6th bomber. Call it the Hoodwinky. Keith Higgins, the problem with the human centipede picture in Charlie Kirk is that no one wants his huge head up their ass.
Oh my God.
Yikes. I don't even think we talked about the J6 bomber at all tonight.
No, we did. You did.
Oh, yeah.
We did for a second.
You mentioned him.
For a split
We
second.
talked about Urkel for a minute.
Wasn't he MAGA?
Yeah, that was based. He wasn't mega. They didn't say. He just said that he denied that elections were real. And this is what the mainstream media is trying to do: is that if you're an election denier, you are a terrorist.
Yeah, well, that's been my experience, certainly.
My favorite
and
part
a Klan member, John.
Oh, I didn't see that. He was a Klan member.
No,
he's a black guy.
You're a Klan member.
He's Bigums.
He's undercover brother. Undercover brother.
Not actually.
My favorite part of I did read a little bit of the what was that? The affidavit from the guy who tried to arrest him, and he built his bombs, and they wrote nipples on there, like nipple end caps on the bomb. And I just thought it was hilarious. Best part of the story so far. Bombs with nipples on them. Mateo127. I had a friend buy a real life micro machine and put a giant Santa hat on it last Christmas. We are no longer friends. That's great. Phil Scarborough, I'm very curious why exactly y'all think Trump's executed the largest U.S. military buildup in Latin America in decades around BE. Seems an excessive and costly display for mere counter narco op. Anybody want to take that one?
I mean, even if it was only for narcotics, I mean, 200,000 dead Americans every year is a pretty big hit. I think that President Trump has routinely said many times that he wants to stop people from dying. If he's willing to make these peace deals all around the world, why not blow up narco terrorists? I mean, considering how deeply they've been embedded in the United States and how directly politicians have benefited from the drugs flowing into the country. I think that it connects to a whole bunch of other things, but You know, I mean, it could also be to stop the CIA from profiting off of those drugs. And if they also have cells that are directly involved with election theft, which I imagine there are, I think that it could have a number of different reasons they're doing it.
Do we actually know what the buildup is down there?
Yeah. I mean, there's like, there's actually a guy in the GART chat who was in St. Thomas and took a picture of the Gerald Ford passing by St. Thomas. That's cool. So we do have eyes on the ground who are confirming that there are actually ships moving through the Caribbean.
Is he watching the water? Is that what
he's definitely watching the water, and we appreciate him for it. You could also make the argument that all of these ships are being brought back from actual, at least narratively, active war zones: Africa, Ukraine, the Middle East. Netanyahu is now saying he wants to start another war with Iran. He's going to ask President Trump that when he comes to visit in a couple of weeks to support a war with Iran. So we're now bringing all these ships home that were deployed in the Mediterranean that would be there available for another war.
I'm just curious, like, how do we know the buildup that they're telling us is there is legitimate other than the Gerald Ford?
What, do you mean the ships that are in the Caribbean?
Yeah, like what is the buildup there?
Well, I mean, there's a list out there that like the Navy has put out that says like, here's the ships that are there. I mean, I haven't been down there to verify the ships are there, but I mean, I will take them at their word that the ships are in the Caribbean. They may not be. They could be sitting in Norfolk, in dry dock. But at least narratively, the ships have all come home. They're now in the hemisphere. They're in the Caribbean, which is our hemisphere. That aligns with the document that was put out today. Yeah. So, I mean, the whole Venezuela thing could just be cover for like why these ships are coming home and why we don't have them available for Netanyahu in Iran or Iraq or Ukraine and Russia or China, Taiwan, So I don't know.
Good point, man.
I think it's just moving ships back home.
Yeah. Probably talk about that a little bit tomorrow. So I like that question, Phil. Keto Higgins. Bridget Macron is the only woman that Trump can't grab by the pussy. Candace is writing her own personal Blexit script.
Blexit.
Dave 75. I'm a lifelong mechanic. I know how they are made. I believe there is no car worth more than $15,000. I drive a 20-year-old Scion because value and 35 miles per gallon.
Sweet.
I like it.
A lot of chicks in that ride.
Except for you, Dave. Keto Higgins, is it illegal to drive by Cash Patel's house and yell "Pajitard"? He's on one tonight.
I dare someone to do that. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Jay Gonzalez, 1123. Thank you guys for all you do, John. Thank you for your assistance. Badlands Media will be recorded in history as a significant force in taking back our republic. Yeah, I was on with him before OnlyLands here tonight. He's starting a podcast and wants some help navigating StreamYard. So best of luck, my man. Suzuki 20. This is what we're taught in high school running for office. Who has the best candy? Going to get a pop machine, etc. Nothing ever happens.
Yeah, that's so true.
And those elections were probably more legitimate than
for real.
Ours were always paper ballots. We never did any voting on machines. Voting for class president.
I was the ASB president my senior year, and I ran on a platform of. I went to an all boys Catholic school, and I was going to. We had a sister school up the street, but I was going to expand our territory of girls' schools to like other schools in Pasadena that were also all girls' schools. I was going to open up these new lanes, these new avenues of women for, and I won in a landslide. That's all it took.
Jay said,
"Did I deliver?" Pimp. No, not at all. I
will
tried.
pimp out all these women to you guys.
No, we went like literally. We had our first dance of the year. I took a couple of dudes from my class that were like decent looking guys, and we went to this really snobby girls' school that we had no affiliation with whatsoever. But we went there to sell dance tickets at lunchtime, and I knew one of the girls on student council there, so she said, "Come at lunchtime. We were having a student council meeting, and you guys can do your little announcement and then sell tickets around the campus." So we show up. And we do our little spiel in front of the student council there. And like they had a moderator, like one of the teachers was there. And these girls start chanting, "Fags, fags, fags." I was like, yeah, they're like, "You guys are a bunch of fags." Our school was named LaSalle. They're like, you go to La Fag. And so anyways, dude, my buddy Frank is next to me. He's all, "Man, this is a hostile environment. We got to abort this mission. And I was like,
Oh, gosh.
no, we're going to sell dance tickets. And we did not sell a single ticket at lunchtime, needless to
We
say.
got one
So
more.
I
night.
failed like immediately, first month of school, and I failed on my campaign promise. But it didn't really matter because I had the keys to the school, and it was run by the Christian Brothers, and they had a secret room that I always wondered what was in there. It said like danger, high voltage. So I opened up the room, and it was full of Christian Brothers brandy and wine up to the ceiling. So I backed my car up,
Ouch.
popped the trunk, and we were set for the whole year. So
So a heist.
the whole
All
That's what
levels of
happened.
politicians
What I'm saying is-
are corrupt.
over promising and
Statute of
under
limitations
delivering.
up on that, Jay.
When I run for office, I'm
Over
still
promise,
campaigning.
under deliver. It works every time.
Jay, run for governor, dude. You could definitely beat Newsom.
I could.
Use the
I
same
could. Just
platform. Use the same platform. That's high school.
Promise
crossed his
trannies for
legs
everyone.
at whatever event he was doing. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So funny.
Like,
Oh God, who crosses their legs like that? You can't
Weird
have
shit, man.
you can't have genitalia.
Did you see
and
we got a
cross
rant
dressing.
from Tamarack Flats?
Yeah. Tamara Flats going to change my handle to I'm your sponsor so I can get on government agendas with General Flynn.
That's great.
the Palantir guy also had a really strange leg cross at whatever thing it was that he was speaking at, and he was jacked up on something.
What are you guys
He's on so
describing
much
as a weird
Adderall
leg
every
cross?
time.
Yeah,
A man
Isn't that
crossing
a
his legs
picture?
like a woman, I believe.
We haven't
Well,
seen
it's
that?
like- it's
I haven't.
weird.
I
They're
don't
like-
know what you guys are
Okay,
talking
like
hold on.
bent
I don't
inward.
either.
we're talking about like, I mean, Ash. It's harder for Ash to relate to like the feeling that a man gets when he sees another man cross his legs that
Oh,
tightly.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's dainty.
It's not even
Look,
dainty.
that-
That's
the
just
hand
just
thing too.
There's
like
a
a master-
meme that was going around. Let's see if I can find it.
That's
Gavin
what years
might
Do
of
a pose of the week on Alphas Make Sandwiches, and that looks like one of the ones that we did in the chair, which had like your leg kind of sticking out. Weird. It was
Oh,
cool though. The final product made your legs look really nice and thin.
Mm.
Gavin,
John,
Gavin's
here's
legs
the-
are definitely
Check
thin
this
there.
leg out.
Yeah, they
Oh,
do, right?
Damn it.
So what Gavin Newsom is doing there, that's a symptom of years of sitting in the cuck chair while you watch Ocho Cinco or whoever the NFL player is that week tag your wife.
Dude,
That was a crazy.
Antonio Brown too, I think. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Antonio Brown is the one who said he
Oh,
did
that's
it, but
the Shannon
Cinco
Sharp. The
on
Shannon Sharp. Oh wait, Antonio Brown said that he did that.
Yeah, right. He was
Yeah.
posting
Probably
memes about it.
multiple.
The Shannon
yeah.
Sharp Ocho Cinco like clips were so funny.
That was crazy.
Shannon Sharp is so
funny.
gay.
And Gavin posted that, or at least the press office account did.
Did he really?
No way.
I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of respect him for doing that. That's
Yeah.
He
that's
Might
gave
as well
himself
play
a
into
camel toe.
I will respect.
Wait a
Our
second,
boy-
that's
our
a
boy
real
Neil is
picture?
surfing it.
No,
Wow.
No,
no, it's
no,
AI.
it's-
but he posted on a
absolutely
real
not.
account.
But everybody's making fun of how he crossed his legs. So they
I mean, dude, self-deprecating humor is the highest form of humor. So I actually
Internet goes
respect Gavin.
nuts.
Newsom for
Yeah,
doing
there,
that.
yeah, there's
Gavin
absolutely
Newsom's
ghost.
testicle
It's
crushing.
respect, man.
that's pretty funny.
Just when you
Uh,
thought he didn't have big balls. Our boy knew. Crushing.
Scissor me timbers. G Fontes 119, a $1 rant. Jay, just promise free Modelo and natural light and boxed wine for 4 years as governor, and then just cut the tax on them a bit and blame it on Trump Newsom. LOL.
That's perfect timing for that.
Winning
picture, too.
strategy. I appreciate that. On my
There's
way.
another one that was really funny. I can't find it though. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, find it. I want to see it now. Pull your screen up so we can watch you find it.
This isn't it, but
Oh my god.
Oh
This
my
can't
God.
be real.
Oh my god.
I don't want to watch this anymore.
Striving for autofellation.
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm just worried about what might come up here. So I'm like, how about we just go to the outro video? I got one lined up.
Oh,
We
sweet.
were talking about the cars. So I think somebody mentioned the South Park episode.
Yes, yeah, the
Yeah.
South Park
IT car. Yeah.
IT car, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll watch that. But thanks for tuning in, everybody. It's been a fun one, as usual. Hit
like
that thumbs
button.
up. Who's all streaming tomorrow?
I am.
You guys all are?
Yeah, we're doing
Raise your flag, raise your hand.
listener requests. We had a little backlog of requests, so Brad and I are gonna play some songs that you guys want to hear. So tune in at I guess it's I don't know, 6:30, I think.
The final demand says, is it weird that I don't give a shit that they caught the J6 bomber? The viable explosive was 0-weight steel wool, not black powder or anything explosive steel wool needs to burn. It's weird. I don't really give a shit either. I don't think many people do.
Yeah.
They caught the bomber who placed a bomb that didn't do anything.
That wasn't a bomb.
Yeah.
I was saying to Brian this morning, like
nothing happened.
They basically just
It had a nipple.
Arrested a guy for putting props on a set.
What about the gate lady?
Yeah.
That's just, we're not doing that anymore.
She
It's
did
this
it.
guy
She
now,
did
and
it.
everyone just accepts that.
Is she gonna be
Doesn't take
suing?
much. Huh?
Bombergate.
I mean, she got like absolutely like it was her 94% chance, right? Based on her gate.
She's gonna
98.
own the blaze. Like she will be suing the pants off of those people.
Right?
The machine just changed the reality. I think that we are into General Quast's quantum realm at this point.
Yes. It was the lady originally, and then time changed.
Didn't expect it to be so gay.
Hold on, I want to find
Lady.
the. Here we go. Metal pipe nipples.
And
Can you milk them though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nipples. Can you milk me?
So dumb.
Dude, I think Governor Newsom has metal pipe nipples too.
Probably.
End caps affixed to an 8-inch pipe.
8 inches. You sure?
I
Who's
know
measuring?
Governor Newsom does not have an 8-inch
right
pipe.
there.
Who's measuring the 8 inches though? Is it a man or a woman?
That's a great question. 1 inch by 8 inch.
Oh, so there's no
Homemade black
girth
powder.
to it.
Yeah, this is. I guess the size of the pipe bomb doesn't matter. It really is how you use it.
Yeah.
Okay,
There
let me
was
have it.
black powder.
Well, that's what they say. Homemade. They don't say what it was made out of, though.
Huh.
Ingredients
Isn't
to
that a
make
new
black
detail?
powder.
Wait, is that Donald Trump in the South Park clip that we're about to watch? I never even realized he was in the clip.
No.
That's not
Where?
Trump right there on the.
Oh,
on the
might
right.
be.
It kind of looks like him. I don't know. I mean,
Hair's
that looks
too
like
dark.
Bill Gates sitting next to him.
Hair's
That
too
face
dark.
isn't orange enough. Hair's too
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
No one that
This
looks
would
like
have been, but this would have been from like 15, 20 years ago before Trump was like
Oh,
enemy,
that's true.
like the state, enemy of the state.
Maybe. Anyway, well, let's watch this. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for
Later.
tuning in.
Oh, 7:30 is my